Good morning, everyone. It is currently Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. Sorry, I've just woken up from a nap, which was something that I absolutely needed because I was absolutely exhausted. It's been a very long week. I promised on my last Vlogmas video, that I'll be doing a bit more vlogging and showing you behind the scenes, and that's basically what I'm going to be doing today. I've got quite a lot to do because I am taking part in something called the Under the Bed Sale, which is hosted in Sheffield. I have a range of prints that I'm going to be sending off, but I just need to reprint on top of them. Not because they're not good quality, but they are just like test prints, and I feel like they still deserve to be bought, even though instead of just throwing them away, you can get someone else can enjoy them, basically, in the shortest way possible. Someone else can get my artwork for a bit more cheaper price. And it's just a really nice art. If anyone happens to be near there or lives near there, do pop in and see it, because it is a great little thing that you get to see every year, basically. And it's just really nice to be able to send off your artwork and for someone else to appreciate it. So I've got to do that. I've got to do some reprints of that. I've also got to do the admin bits of that today, but I've also got to put up 2 of my paintings on my back wall. I've got to install a shelf for in here, and I've also got to sort out some of my sculpture pieces that I'm going to be putting into a frame. Excuse the headdress. It is freezing cold. We have a rule in our house that we don't put the heating on unless it's to dry our clothes, which is currently in the wash, and it needs to hurry up because I'm freezing my bum off. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to be doing today. A lot of admin on my side, but nice little bits as well. Okay, so I am putting this one up above by the light switch, so it's going to be over there. Just move that. Actually, I think I might put this one above the keyboard and put some other ones, or a smaller one nearer to the light switch. I have to use something called command strips for this, because they're so close to plug sockets and the light switch. I don't want to put in a nail and then get electric shock, basically.
Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry.
So I didn't actually explain what that painting was. It's from a photograph that I took of Worth the Travers when I went on holiday with 2 of my best friends. So that was finished. I just want it up and out of the way.
Out of control. Don't understand.
I'm putting, even though it's not finished, this one. It's of Mexico. I just want it off the floor and out of the way, and also to remind me that I need to paint it, because also what is a factor of having a small studio space is that when you've got a big painting like this and it is wet, you can't really move it anywhere. So if I'm able to just pin it on the wall for now and not put any command strips on it, then it's easier for me to deal with later on. Keeps it out of the way as well when it's wet, because the most annoying thing is when you go past it and you get oil paints all over you. What was originally there was this painting here. It was from a photograph someone actually took on Instagram. I loved it so much because it was so orange and pure that I decided to take it and just paint it. I'm really quite happy with it. It's a wonderful little landscape painting. Took me a while to get used to. But if anyone's interested, just a little side note, all these artworks are for sale, but they are, you have to come and click and collect them basically, because there's no reasonably priced delivery service that I can use to send them off with due to what they are. So with large paintings I have to be careful with the sizing. Some of the medium ones are fine because I can send them off with Royal Mail and they are covered, but when it goes to Parcel Force or Hermes, it just doesn't, they just don't cover it, and I don't want to end up paying all that money and putting all that time into a painting that is not protected. Okay, just for reference, I did previously try to put one up, but I didn't realise that the board was warped, so I couldn't really do it. So that is that one up there. We go to Worth Travers, up to the Mexico one. I wanted that intentional height difference because I wanted this side to feel a bit more grounded rather than more gallery. And I know the height isn't exact, but that one did slip a little bit when I let go of it by accident, but it's up, that's all that matters. And then we've got my, I was going to say onions and oranges, and then my turkey painting as well. Before I start all my admin bits, I want to try and get this framing part sorted. This is just a normal deep frame from IKEA. It costs about £5, so it's reasonable. I reckon it's good enough for me, and I think it's actually big enough for me to input some of my sculpture pieces. So here's one, for example. It's the same process as a potato print basically. So I had a plaster print mould. I put it into the clay, which put an imprint into the, obviously the clay, and then I did a plaster cast of it, but I did a clay mould of the walls, so when I put the plaster in, it warped and moved about to where you can see that where it's just moved to its own accord. I'll show you some of the others as well. Some of them have gotten smaller and some of them just stayed the right level. Because it's plaster, it's quite delicate, but at the same time it's very hard wearing. So I'm just going to cut open this. For this I am removing the mount board because I can't, it's just not a single piece, it's going to be 4 pieces. And of course I can use it for other things as well. So you can see that that's the board, but what I need to do is to remove this perspex sheet. So that is what we've got at the moment. So I'm just going to place them just to see what it looks like. I will put a backing board on top of it. I want to put a black backing board onto this, but I don't think I've got an actual piece of sugar paper big enough. Might have to raid some of my collection, so I'll quickly do that and come back to you. Okay, so I've put on an acrylic black board that is just basically normal acrylic paper, and I've just painted black. I just had it hanging around in my paper pile, so recycling. The strips that I was going to use to attach these to the board, I don't think are going to be strong enough to keep them in place. I have done some research and there is another way for me to do it, but I do need some foam board, which unfortunately I don't have today, so I can't really finish this off. But it was insightful, and I've still got that piece of perspex, and I can still use this picture frame in the meantime, which is great because I need to make sure I use everything as much as possible. The mat board itself is well, I think it's slightly less than A5, I believe. And I actually do have some prints that are this size, so what I can do, I can just take these out, put an artwork in and repicture it, take a proper photograph of the artwork, because I actually am planning to have a whole restructure of how I sell my artworks online, another direction of how I'm going to use this frame, but eventually it will have these 4 sculpture pieces in it. Okay, so like I said before, these are some of the prints that need to be reprinted. I have got a box of them already that I think they're in good enough position to be not reprinted. I have this one here. It's of Somerset Forest of a print, and I think it's good enough to not have them to print, even though it does have like the tiniest little bits of freckles of white. But I think it's good enough not to have to reprint on top of, compared to these, which do need a reprint, which takes about only a couple of minutes because it's mostly all black colours, apart from that one. I'll probably just reprint that part because that is actually in acrylic paint. Same again for this one, same print. This one I might just have to recrop it. That's probably why I put it in there. This one I'm not sure if I want to keep it. I will reprint it and see how it goes for that one. This one definitely needs a reprint, etc, etc. So that is what I am going to do right now. It's a little bit later now, but I've got a bit of time, so I need to paint the last of my boxes to finish off this set, and I just need to paint in between these little bits. It doesn't make much of a difference, and I've kind of made it a little bit messy, but it's fine. It just looks a lot better and a lot more natural. The back side is a bit more darker, but it's fine. I'll just do this in the meantime whilst I wait for my... Just a little bit for 5 minutes, just to sit down and do some painting whilst I just wait for some of my videos to upload. It's actually the next day. I ran out of time to put my Muscle Under shelf up because all the admin of doing the underbed sale took far more time than I originally planned to, but it's okay. It happens now and again. So I want to wish you a very happy new year, because I know this video is going to go up after New Year's, but I don't really get a chance to sit down and properly say hello. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gave an insight into what I do on, well, basically functionality of being an artist, whether it be sending parcels off, getting the admin done, doing little bits within my art studio, and anything in between, really. And I hope you found it insightful and useful as much as I did enjoy filming it as well. But this is where I say goodbye. I shall see you guys later. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this, and don't forget to check out my description box, the links to all my social medias, and also my eBay selling account, which is where you'll find all my artworks for sale, as well as a couple of extras as well, if there's anything you want to have a little browse at and support me as an artist. There's also my PayPal account. If you'd like to send a donation over, you're more than welcome to. I really do appreciate it. It gets me just this little bit closer to being full-time. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you later.